Thank you for joining us now. I am Frank Omalape. Nigeria's total public debt stock, consisting of domestic and external debt stocks of the federal government of Nigeria, the 36 state government and the federal capital territory, hit about 46.25 trillion naira. That's about $103.1 billion in the fourth quarter of last year. The National Bureau of Statistics made this known on Friday in its Nigerian domestic and foreign debt report for fourth quarter of 2022 released in Abuja. The report showed that Nigeria's public debt stock grew by 4.96% in the fourth quarter of 2022. It said that the external debt stood at 18.7 trillion, that's about $41.69 billion in the fourth quarter, while domestic debt was 27.5 billion, that's about $61.4 billion. The National Bureau of Statistics, however, said the share of external debt to public debt stood at 40.44% in fourth quarter of 2022, while domestic debt was recorded at 59.56%. In addition, the report showed that the federal government's share of domestic debt was 80.62% in the fourth quarter of 2022. In a breakdown by state, the Bureau said the Lagos State recorded the highest debt of 807.21 billion naira in the fourth quarter, followed by Delta with 304.25 billion naira and Ogun State with 270.45 billion naira. The report showed that Jigawa recorded the lowest debt at 43.9 billion, followed by Kebbi and Katsina at 61.3 and 62.37 billion naira respectively. And in the meantime, the Minister of Information and Culture and Tourism, Lai Mohammed, said the country's advertising industry will save around 500,000 jobs by codifying a 70% mandate for local content. Mohammed, who stated this on Thursday at the 2023 Advertising Industry Colloquium, organized by the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria in Lagos, also said the move will save the country hundreds of millions in capital flight. The colloquium was themed Changing Trends in Advertising, Education and Practice in the Era of Globalization. A representative of the Minister, Sunday Baba, Director of Communications at the Ministry of Information and Culture and Tourism, said the colloquium will motivate industry players, especially young people who will rehash what they had learned in school and learn about industry-based practices. He said advertising had come a long way in advancing the economy and that the role of advertising cannot be ignored by any economy that wants to develop. Mohammed also appreciated ARCON for its reform since the commission evolved from the defunct Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria, noting that the council's strides were consistent with the dynamic demands of the sector. According to the Director General of the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, Olalekan Fadolapo, there is a gap between what is taught in schools and what the job market requires, which is what necessitated the colloquium. In the meantime, the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation on Thursday in Enugu assured depositors of the safety of their money against unusual bank failures. The assurance was given by the senior manager in the zonal office of the corporation, Othman Afolayan, who represented the managing director, Bello Hassan, on the NDIC Day at the ongoing 34th Enugu International Trade Fair. He said the corporation was determined to enhance public confidence in the financial system by ensuring that customers' deposits in banks were safe and protected. He explained that the corporation, in conjunction with the CBN, supervised money deposit banks to ensure that they were run in safe and efficient manner. This is added was done in line with extant laws and regulations and ensuring the resolution of distress in banks to reduce instances of failure. Earlier, the President, Enugu Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, organizers of the trade fair, Jasper Nduakwige, represented by the First Deputy President Odega Gideon, commended NDIC for its continued support for the fair in the last 12 years. And now the National Information Technology Development Agency, NICTA, has stated that micro, small and middle enterprises entrepreneurs must adopt and adapt to digital technologies if they are to survive in the 21st century. The agency stated that the adoption of digital technologies will also increase the productivity and profitability of businesses. The Director General of the agency, Kashifu Inuwa, stated this while giving the keynote speech at the 10th edition of Abuja Enterprise Agency's Business 360 Clinic's theme, Technology Utilization and Innovation, its effect on SME profitability and productivity. Inuwa was represented at the event by the Acting National Coordinator, Office for Nigerian Digital Innovation, Yakubu Musa, said effective utilization of technology by SMEs will result in improved efficiency and lead to higher productivity. Explaining his rationale, Inuwa noted that SMEs play a major role in the economies of all the countries in the world by their contribution to national economic growth and employment, just as they contribute greatly to job creation and overall economic growth. Earlier in his welcome address, the AEA Chief Executive Officer Shehu Abdul Kadir revealed that the AEA has disbursed about 200 million naira to 850 SMEs in Abuja in its bid to boost their contribution, and will disburse another $3.5 million over 2,500 SMEs soon. And now the lack of regulation of conformity assessment activities over the years has adversely affected industries, according to Standards Organization of Nigeria. This was stated by the organization's Director General, Malam Farouk Salim, the National Registrar for Conformity Assessment Practitioners Stakeholders Engagement in Lagos yesterday. He said that weak regulations were largely caused by poor protection of genuine practitioners from the negative impact of unhealthy competition from the quacks, poor visibility and recognition of genuine and competent practitioners capable of attracting patronage and partnerships for enhanced trade relationships, as well as poor value for money by unsuspecting customers who patronize quacks, among other issues. Salim noted that the engagement was guided by the strategic collaboration that SON shared with the various organizations over the time, especially with the Management Systems Certification and Training Services Department with the organization's interface through their customs. He added that the stakeholders' engagement was in view of the importance of the authenticity and traceability of products and services adjudged to have met the requirements of relevant Nigerian industrial standards and other approved specifications. According to him, committee members to drive the process were drawn from critical sectors of the economy like the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Mines and Agriculture, amongst others, and had been adequately trained for the task. The Lagos Free Zone Company has announced the issuance of about 17.5 billion naira 20-year corporate infrastructure bond, which is the third issuance under an upsized 61 billion naira bond issuance program. In a statement issued on Thursday, the Lagos Free Zone stated that the series 3 senior guaranteed fixed rate infrastructure bond was due in 2043. According to the Lagos Free Zone Company, the bond issuance was backed by an irrevocable and unconditional guarantee from InfraCredit and accorded a AAA long-term credit rating by Augusto & Co. and GCR. The offer was oversubscribed from institutional investors, including 10 domestic pension funds and an insurance company. The transactions was the third 20-year non-federal government of Nigeria bond issue in the Nigerian debt capital market. Speaking on the transaction, the Chief Finance Officer of Lagos Free Zone Company, Aishis Kema, said it is the third successful bond issuance and it is a testament to the capacity of the Nigerian debt market as a veritable source of domestic capital for infrastructural development in Nigeria.